revive. Monte Nuevo, though, not the area that you want to be here, Teraton 5, but just collecting some more vehicles for their rotation. Of course, they did get banged up on one of their rotates earlier, lost a vehicle because of it. Gloria's out in the middle of nowhere here and getting pressure too. SGD, more importantly, Shen, went absolutely wild last night here on Miramar. Big Nate just couldn't quite get the down onto Yuta, but a lot of damage. And Sophia pushed up, and he's got a good angle on this as well. This might be our first fight of the night. Nate falls well short. Yuta's doing some very good ducking and weaving at the moment. Up close, Shen, of course, he pushes out. The man just holds W. Oh, what a headshot onto Glories. Shen is feeling it again after last night. He is on form. Big benefactors as well out towards the northeastern side. There's not a whole lot of room for teams to sort of wrap on them. They can really control the northern edge of this terrain. And all these teams in Picado now are going to have to start making their way out.
If you're Theraton 5, you are just absolutely fuming in the circles on Miramar over the last couple of days. This is once again a circle that has gone as far away from them as it possibly could have. They've just had to send it through Picado. And of course that's not worked. They run into Youngby. They were already getting tagged from the teams in Picado. And Theraton 5, wow. I mean, they are just getting absolutely rinsed on this rotation. It has not been good at all. But such is the nature of the beast. Ranger X eats the grenade from Youngby, who I think might be on for his second kill of this game already. Looking for Patton Pong as well.
Oh, that's a disaster for Teraton 5, especially in the quest of maybe being an outright winner here for PCS. And, well, I'll tell you this, Jordan. This is how close things are. At the current standing, Team Bliss are out of a PGC slot. That's how close things are at the moment. And we'll keep up with it as it all sort of unfolds. There's a lot going on in the kill feed. Phase 4, this circle shift has caused absolute chaos in this lobby at the moment. Tycon, good spray. That's the kill confirmed by his teammate in Hemas. The only teammate he's got left. Cerberus down to 2. The rotate in this circle hasn't helped them out either. It's an absolute cluster of a phase here, phase 4. Minute and a half until phase 5. Himas is knocked down. Cerberus are on the verge of being eliminated.
Yeah, Shen does get knocked as well. That's an important one to think about. Himas converted to. It's another kill on the board for Daytrade. That's a massive net positive for them. They are still 15 points behind, but they're catching up slowly but surely. Jervis, nice knock there onto Trick. From the future are having real troubles against SGD at the moment. SGD do need to win this fight pretty quick, though. If they want to get that res onto Shen, Blue is starting to push at their back. Team Bliss will be happy with how the rotations have worked out. Circle shift has been good for them, but they will be very, very unhappy to be seeing Buriram in such a solid position as well. Nice nades. Couple of kills there for Insight. And Team Bliss, they jumped themselves up into 9th. So from 11th to 9th, they've gone in the blink of an eye, Xenox. And that, once again, gets them back into PGC contention. And I'm sure this is something that we're going to be going over and reiterating time and time again tonight.
I think Leo might just about be dead here. He is holding on for dear life and needs to keep his team alive. He's the only one left with Sophia being taken down. 5 kills at least claimed for SGD. But it's looking like placement points won't be on the cards for them here. The question is, can he at least get maybe one more before he bows out? The answer to that, no. He falls. SGD gone in 14th possession. The Orangutans fall as well. And phase 4 has claimed quite a few teams, Jordan. 12 teams left. There might be a couple more to follow as well. Bliss might be in a little bit of trouble down to the south. Couple knocked down. PMA just get wiped out mostly by MS Chonburi. And I think we've just seen From the Future gone as well. 11 teams remaining. No, FTF actually have one player left. Oh, never mind. I just had to wait another 5 seconds. There goes, man. There goes From the Future. 10 teams remaining.
All across Miramar, they have the high ground. They are watching all the teams come out of Picado, try to get into this sort of cliffy area, and raining shots down upon them. So this has worked out perfectly for Daytrade. Not only is Cerberus really struggling, they may even miss out on placement points, by the way, but Daytrade is picking up a lot of frags, and they're in a position to go on to win this game.
Would count out Tycon to at least maybe try and go for a rank tank. Diane gets knocked out of the vehicle by Flash. Daytrade are just farming the lobby at the moment with the circle shifts. They will be able to collect a lot more than just the 4 kills they got at the moment. Expect that to basically double probably within about 5 minutes. Headshot, sit down. There's 6 kills now for Daytrade. The circle shift gold have blessed them so kindly in this opening game of the night, and they will not let that go unpunished for everyone else. They will just clean it from here. I think this might be a very difficult game for anyone else to win besides Daytrade at the moment. They are in the pole position.
Most certainly they are. But Tycon has a really big job to do. He's sitting inside of the middle of the zone. I think he's in a hut, just trying to rank tank at the moment. And at least if he can secure, you know, another couple of placement points, he's already gotten one. They're in the top 8, Cerberus. Team Bliss are picking up some very important frags, but they also do need to be a bit careful. If they drop a player or two, you've still got MSC behind them, which is going to cause a real problem, but they're aware of that. Obviously, the nade connecting, you can see on the kill feed. GE go out now, so we're into the top 7. Daytrade are just unstoppable at the moment, though, aren't they? The Expendables, they're going to try to hole up on the side of the cliff and pretty much just use the elevation and the terrain as a means of protection against Daytrade, which is about as good as they can do for the moment.
Oh, there's a big push down towards the southwest now. Icarus will clean up the majority of it. Jobjab did find a kill amongst the ruins of MS Chombiri. They do bow out.
I don't know how Inside is still alive. I've seen him get knocked like 3 or 4 times this game. He's getting picked back up again. If you ever see Inside in that kill feed on the receiving end, you better be hoping that he's got a teammate standing right next to him, because he's going to be bleeding very fast indeed. Icarus here, 4-man push onto Team Bliss. They've already got the initial knock onto Mirage.
I think this might be a disaster for Team Bliss here, and they're getting shot at as well from a distance by Daytrade. Belmoth with that knock as Icarus through FP push over the little ridge, getting another kill to go their way. They've got 8. Icarus are just pulling themselves off the bottom of the standings, rising very slowly, now up to 99 points, 9 kills.
In the direction of Daytrade. It's a sight to behold, actually, at the moment. Daytrade are really controlling this zone well, and they're doing so without any sort of semblance of a loss. One thing that I think is kind of interesting to mention as well is that gap between 10th and 11th has not changed at all this game. It was 2 points between Team Bliss and NGE. It remains 2 points after this game. And the Expendables, if they were to drop out pretty soon right now, maybe their gap would also only be 2 points, which would again mean that 9, 10, and 11 has not changed pretty much off of game 1.
Well, that benefits Bliss more than the Expendables. The Expendables needed to get into the top 8. They do still have 2 players alive in this game, but they are under immense pressure. Ninja 2K behind that vehicle. Tycon has ended up getting some placement points for Surfer. As good as I said, don't count him out, and he's pretty much lived up to that billing. Levi's, you can't just sit prone there here on Miramar. Pugils will collect. Well, actually, he won't collect that. JN steals it for Icarus. They go to 11 kills now this game. And surely, odds on to get into the top 4 as well. Ninja 2K, not long for this world. Nuren should finish him off. He does so. Quick little tap will do it. 9 kills for Daytrade. 9 points behind Cerberus.
YA just eating that grenade from Nordra, who has been very impressive across the board for Buriram. Gonna need to do a little bit more. Edie down on the floor. Icarus Cyber, they are finally eliminated. But 11 kills in that game has jumped them quite substantially up off the bottom of the scoreboard. This, though, from Tycon, could be a really impactful frag. If he can even maybe find a way to just get Belmoth down and open the door up for Buriram, that will save some points for Cerberus in the long term. He's got Nurens. He's got Nurens, and Belmoth are struggling.
What a
Tycon
turnaround.
is a machine at the moment.
Well, look at Nuren's position here on the map. No one remotely close in being able to go for a revive, and this might just allow Buriram to go for that wrap on the eastern side, push up the hill, closer to Belmoth. This is a big moment here for Cheeksking and Kanaxi. Belmoth has to ward them off. He has to be aware of this, otherwise it might be the end of Daytrade.
What?
They do get rid of Tycon inside of the smoke, but he needs to watch the left side. Oh, Edie, what a spray from Belmoth from that distance! Absolutely insane! And now he knows. Well, I don't know. Actually, doesn't he know? I think Kanaxi and Cheeksking haven't given away their position just yet.
He really doesn't need any teammates by the looks of it. Everyone else from Daytrade is on a big wrap. It's just Belmoth on the top of the hill right now that is standing tall, doing his best Gandalf impression, telling Buriram they shall not pass. And he's taking them down one by one. Eventually, he feels it's getting a little bit too hot, backs off, and Nordra opens the door up. Daytrade, I mean, they've lost control of the high ground. Now Buriram have that.
What?
Can they get the res on Kanaxi? That could bring it back to 3-on-3, and Daytrade now on the low ground.
What's happened?
They have zone control. That's, I think, part of the reason Daytrade have worked their way down the hill here. They have pretty much got all of their members in the center of the zone, where Buriram are still playing edge. So there is that height advantage, yes, but once this zone starts to shift, you'd have to probably back Daytrade still.
It's like an Uno reverse card has just been played. They've now swapped positions. Buriram wanting to push up the hill to fight Daytrade. Daytrade wanting to push down the hill for position for Phase 8 and onwards. The good news for Buriram, though, is at least they're inside of the Phase 7 circle. So a bit of time. They've got a vehicle. They get the revive in a clear 3 versus 3. As we go into that Phase 8 circle, we'll see whether or not they have to go for a long move or not. They get the circle shift. So this high ground actually is going to stay in for a little bit longer. Not only that, but Norrens is not inside of the circle. So he has to move from whatever safe position he may be in at the moment. This might be a massive backfire for Daytrade.
Yeah, do they know that Pubg, though, is quite close on that cliff? His position is going to be really, really important if inevitably, and at some point that will happen, Buriram has to come off the top of this hill. He's kind of the point man. You've got Flash and Norrens to pot a couple of shots in as Buriram goes over the top of the tip. But Pubg will be the one that kind of stands and delivers and stops them in their tracks if he plays this right. And at that, it's not going to happen in Phase 8 here. It'll happen in Phase 9 once the circle does start to shrink. But even then, again, Daytrade do still possess the better zone positioning in that respect. Time of the essence, really, for Buriram. I think they need to get something done before they start getting pushed by the zone. But once that happens, it starts to fall back in the favor of Daytrade.
I will say this, Jordan. There is an interesting dilemma here in that Buriram actually want Daytrade to probably win this tournament. If they do that, it knocks out Unicorn Phoenix. So it's kind of a win-win situation at the moment for Buriram in that they can either get points. If they lose this, they give points to Daytrade anyway. There is no world in which they die to the blue. If they die to the blue and do it on purpose, they've severely miscalculated their intentions for tonight. So this is a win-win for Buriram. It's a win-lose for Daytrade in terms of obviously winning PCS7. We'll see how it plays out. Smoke's being thrown from Norrens, of course, still needing to make the run across to get into the circle. And for me, that's the big factor. If he makes it in, I'm back on Team Daytrade. But if he gets caught and he dies here, then I'm probably Buriram. But a big kill from Pubg. Gets rid of Cheating. He's got Nordra just in front of him, but he's trying to run back down the hill. They push over at the right time. 1-for-1 trade, but it does allow Norrens to push forward. He takes that time very quickly. Nordra trying to shoot through. The Smoke can't get the down, so he groups up with Flash.
Not Pubg, of course, but Cheeksing, I think it might just get picked up here. I can't quite tell from the angle, but I think the zone isn't quite pushing at the back. Cheeksing's back up now. Grenades coming out across. Molotovs as well. And Buriram know exactly where Daytrade is, sitting behind this hut. That doesn't make the job all that much easier, though. If they run out of util, they're just going to have to send it. They're going inside of the vehicle. Nordra and Canaxi. And that is it. Buriram will win. They deny Daytrade first place. Yet again, Cerberus will hold on. And Buriram have got a big, big win on the board. Exactly what they needed to start the day. Holy cow.
Wow.